good afternoon, good evening. I am your host, Data T, and this is my channel, The Good Guys. Guys, today's story comes out of Philadelphia, and the title reads, Shootout erupts as woman fights back against carjacking suspect at Philly gas station. Boy, oh boy, do I want to get into this story. But guys, before we do, if you guys wouldn't mind leaving a like, leaving a comment, subscribe. Remember, we are on the road to 1,000 subscribers. And the only way we're going to be able to get there is with your help. We are seeing progress, and I appreciate that, guys. And you guys feel free. Hit me on Twitter, hit me on Minds, on TruthSocial, and we can talk all about what's going on here. So let us begin.
Pulled out her own gun and fought back, and now they are both in the hospital. Hank Tails.
Good morning, guys. How about that, right? It happened just a few hours ago up at 22nd and Allegheny, and sometimes police don't actually need 911 to be called when they're on patrol in the neighborhood and hear gunshots themselves. They get there a whole lot quicker. 10:30 last night, guys, police heard shots fired themselves and responded as they do. When they arrived, they found two people, a 35-year-old woman shot twice in the leg and a 22-year-old male hit in the leg and lower back. Both were transported to Temple University Hospital. Police say they each each shot the other when the man tried to rob and carjack the woman as she topped off the tank.
A 35-year-old female stated she was pumping gas at the gas station at 22nd and Allegheny when the male approached her and then grabbed her from behind, put her in a bear hug, and attempted to rob her and carjack her. There was a struggle between both where they both pulled guns and they shot each other. So the female was shot twice in the leg and the male was shot in the back and the leg. But we know they shot each other. Police found them both on the gas station grounds at 22nd and Allegheny when they arrived immediately because they heard the gunshots.
Guys, even if the police, okay, yes, they responded without anyone calling the police, still, could that woman rely on the police? No, she couldn't. And she had to rely on herself. That's why she had a firearm. Kudos to this woman. She is a good guy. And I have to say, I always think it is commendable. You know, I don't know why, but I just think it's a whole lot more commendable when a woman is using a firearm and she's protecting herself, okay? Because she is not relying on anybody. And it's not about her not relying on a man, okay? Because I know there's plenty of wives out there, plenty of girlfriends. They depend on their husband, their boyfriend, to protect them, as they should. I am totally a believer of that, okay? But then, you know, the point of what happens if he's not there? What happens if you're just there with your children? And this is why I encourage women to use firearms, to be trained, to carry, folks, okay? Because the world is not a nice place, and this woman has proved it. Now, guys, sometimes in a self-defense encounter, you won't always get out very clean, okay? And this is evident of this because they exchanged gunfire. Sometimes there are even, from, you know, all the stories that I come across and I read, there's sometimes where people exchange gunfire and they don't even hit each other. Okay, it happens. Okay, but in this case, they shot each other, and I know that sucks. It's terrible. It's not a story that we're used to hearing. Okay, but this is reality. This is the real world, and sometimes you may get shot. So then now you got to think about the other things. If you do get shot, are you carrying some life measures on you, some life-saving measures on you? At the very least, a tourniquet, right? She could apply that after she got shot to her twice in the leg. She could apply that. And it's something that a lot of people do not want to think about. But I just heard a story the other day where these kids from Philadelphia were learning how to patch bullet holes. Okay? People do learn these things, and there's a reason. Because for some odd reason, the government, the state government, and municipalities, whatever you want to call them, and the police have not figured out how to stop these individuals. And so, if these individuals are still out there and they have guns, then so should the general public. Let's move on.
Now, guys, police say they have video, multiple angles of the whole thing from the gas station. They're also saying this hour they're holding the 22-year-old male as a prisoner at Temple Hospital. The woman is a victim. Both are in stable condition, and they know this, again, because they've studied the video to find out exactly what went down. And Chief Inspector Small tells us that the man walked up behind the woman and put her in a bear hug to demand the car and the money. That's when she pulled out her weapon, and she is registered to carry. After all, independent sources tell us that she was an off-duty corrections officer, so she is law enforcement, and she's more than capable, obviously, of defending herself. Both are recovering at Temple Hospital right now. Guys.
Shootout at a gas station. Okay.
Well, I didn't see this beforehand. I usually don't cover police officers or those of in any kind of law capacity, but guys, things happen to them too. Okay, they are citizens, and they also have the right to protect themselves, and they shouldn't be the only ones with firearms, right? Okay, so they've already determined that this woman is in the clear, so she will not be prosecuted. Nothing will happen to her. Okay, but man, think about that. Being in a place where you are just going to fill up gas, and some joker comes up behind you, and she's got to use her firearm in self-defense. Okay. It's not something that we wish for. I'm telling you, nobody's wishing for this at all. But bad things happen to good people, and that's why good people should always carry guns. Okay? Where would we be if good people did not have them? This is something that you must always ask yourself. Always ask, even the naysayers, those jokers out there who don't believe in firearms. They've never been put in a situation where they've had to defend their lives, and I don't want them to be in that situation. But people are. Other people are, and that's why we have something like the Second Amendment. Okay, so exercise it. Get your firearm. Okay, like I say, in closing, good people have guns. Good people should always have guns. Because if good men do nothing, if good women do nothing, there will be no good guys.